So from task 16 on translations, I'm going to do this problem where it says find the vector. I think it says added problem on the packet or extra example, and it's right under question 3. So we're going to do that problem in this video. So this problem is giving you a picture and it says, what is the vector that describes the following translation? So just in general, one thing on the exam is that they're going to give you a picture and they're going to ask you what type of transformation occurred. And so just one thing to notice for a translation, the letters will all be kind of in the same direction, same order. So if I go like from A to C to B going around clockwise, the same thing should happen here from A to C to B. That should also be clockwise. And for translation, they should be the same shape because they're in isometry. And it should just look like each point is slid the same amount. So like for C to C prime, I'm moving it this direction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then down 2. And so if I count from B to B prime, it should be the same amount, and from A to A prime. And if that's the case, then it's a translation. Now this problem tells you it's a translation and they just want the vector. So in order to find that, we always have to start with the pre-image. The pre-image is the one that does not have the apostrophes on the letters. So this is my pre-image and this is my image. And when we count, we always count from the pre-image to the image when we write the vector. When we write the vector, we are either going to write it like this with the triangular brackets, or you're going to write it as T with the triangular brackets, or you could write it as a rule where you have like X, Y, and then arrow, and then you'll put the rule here. Okay, so those are all valid ways to write this translation vector, and on the online homework, they might ask you to write it in all 3 ways. So I'll write it in all 3 ways in this video. So when I find the vector, remember the first coordinate is how much I'm moving left or right X, and the second coordinate is how much I'm moving up or down for Y. And so I'm starting with C, and I'm going to count over to C prime, and I'm going to do the X direction first. So I'm going to count left because I have to go left to get to C prime. So I'm going to count, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so I had to go left 6. And then if I count the other way up or down, I'm going down 1, 2. So I'm going down 2. Okay. And so what that means is my vector, my direction for X is I'm going left 2. Anytime I go left on a graph, it's negative. So my X direction would be -6. And then I'm going down 2. And for the Y value, that's how much I'm going up or down. And because I'm going down, it's negative. It would be -2. And so this vector that describes this is -6, -2, which means I'm going left 6 and then down 2, which matches what we're doing. Again, you could write it with the T and then put it as like a subscript here. Or the other way to write it is you write XY becomes, and then you would write it as X -6. So I'm subtracting 6 from each X value to get my new image points. And then I'm doing Y -2, and I'm subtracting 2 from all the Y values to get my new image point. So these are 3 ways to write all of the same things, right? And that's how we describe the vector of a translation.